So I got to tell you the story about my dad. It's really weird. You know, I'm 8 years old and my parents decide we got to leave Canada and come here to Holland. Well, I'll tell you what, that wasn't easy. Worse, they said I got to go to Dutch language school. And man, you try learning Dutch. That is not easy. Anyhow, they put me in this, gave me these special classes for a while. And then like Aunt Jessica was visiting us and she found this Waldorf school just really close to where we live. So that settled the deal. I was going to Waldorf school. And so that's what I did, eh? Learned to speak Dutch the hard way. But now I know the language. It's kind of cool because when I talk to Oma and I can talk in Dutch and it's really good. But I was going to tell you about my dad. Man, we went shopping today. I needed a new pair of shoes, you know. These are my famous Nikes. I love these shoes, man. But a kid's got to grow. And although they're my first pair, and you never forget your first, I had to leave them on the cupboard, going for a new pair. Well, we live in Holland, you know, and this nice little city. One of the neat things is you can ride your bicycle right into town from our house, and I could go there after school. Mom and Dad didn't know. I could cycle into town and go to all the shops and check everything out. And like I went to all the basketball shops and tried to figure out which ones I liked, and I found the perfect model. I know of course they're Nikes, like don't be stupid, but found the right model, the right color, the right size. Only problem's the price. Price is a bit sticky, but that's where my dad comes in, you know. So I said to Dad, I had to tell him about it. I said, need some new shoes. He said, what? And you should hear him. He goes on about how much money you can spend and not spend and how much money you've saved and all this kind of stuff. Anyhow, I said, Dad, come on, let's go. So we get on the bicycles and we head off into town. So just as we're getting on the bicycles, old Daddy turns to me and says, hey Kevin, when we're in the shops, you be sure to speak Dutch to those guys, okay? I said, how come? They'll know how to speak English. No, you speak Dutch. It's really, it's a nice courtesy, is what he said. Courtesy, what would he know? He didn't do any work to speak Dutch. He can only speak English, that's all. He sits around, he's really proud. He can say, Ik ben heel stom. Ik kan alleen Engels praten. And he can't even order a beer properly. It gets mixed up in German. He says half of it in German and half of it in English and Dutch, and it's all mixed up. He doesn't have a clue. So anyhow, he says to me, when we go in the shops, you be sure to speak Dutch. Oh, whatever, Dad, whatever. Let's go. I want these shoes. I got them all picked out. And so, like we go in and we go to the shop, and I've seen that clerk before. He knows me really well. He knows which shoes I'm after. And so it's not long before I've got a pair and I'm trying them on, you know, just trying them on to make sure they fit and show them to Dad and tell him how good they are and all this kind of stuff. And it's all, looks like it's all set to go. The only thing left is we got to pay. And guess that's why Dad was there. The whole reason for him being there with us today was just so he could pay. But yeah, so he gets out the credit card and makes a little fuss, you know, it's really expensive and all that kind of stuff. He does his little show, kind of stupid. Anyhow, we buy the shoes. And when we come out afterwards, out of the store, he says to me, Kevin, the whole point of that, I said to you, when we're in the store, I want you to speak Dutch. But you spoke English the whole time. Now, how come? Explain. I said, listen, Dad, I'm Dad, yeah, so he says, how come you didn't speak Dutch? You spoke English the whole time. I told you to speak Dutch. I said, Dad, listen, you got the money. You're the most important one there. If you don't know what's going on with the deal, then it's not going to happen. If I'm speaking Dutch, you won't have a clue what's going on. I need you to understand. You got the credit card. I had to do a bit of KidsPlaining that day. Did an amazing job. Got exactly the shoes I want. It's really great. Dad, I explained, you're a critical player. You've got the...